welcome back to the Land Speed Sidecar project, which is the partnership between Duffy Digital and Fast Friends and Late Start Racing. Bob has come all the way up to the far north again today.
From Massachusetts, so like we get together once every month or so.
Yeah.
To work on the motorcycle. We're getting ready for the Lorien Speed Trials. And I've been thinking, we don't have a name for the project.
Right, yeah.
And I was thinking we could
pretty lame last time.
We could call it the slowest sidecar in the world.
The slowest sidecar in the world. Yep.
Or something slowest world's slowest sidecar.
The world's slowest sidecar. So the WSS. Yeah.
I like that. WSS, yeah. World's slowest sidecar. Okay, yeah. That'll work. Cool. So Forrest has done a little work on it while we've been gone.
Not much.
Cleaned up the carburetor, got running a little bit. So what's on tap today?
So we haven't run it with the cleaned up carb. So last time it ran very poorly. It wouldn't take throttle, and I mean it was a bit of a hot mess. Bob and I were just thrashing, trying to get something going. And we tried it, but it wasn't great. And that's where we ended. It wasn't running great. And then we put kind of a plan together. We've got our big Post-it notes that we'll probably dig out here again. But so since then, a lot of other projects going on the Late Start Racing channel and some other stuff. But I did manage to clean a spare carburetor that Bob had brought, which was super nice. I took off the old one, and that one had some pretty gnarly shellacked goo smelling stuff in it. But this one, all the jets are cleaned out. I double checked it all. And I also drained the fuel tank. It's like a handful of gravel in there. But I got as much as I could out. The petcock screen and everything is clean. So that's great. So it basically, at this point, it has the best chance to run. I also charged the battery. And I have my jump pack, so we don't have to put jumper cables on the van again. But what I'd like to do first, though, because as soon as this thing runs well and I start getting excited, what's going to happen is things are going to start coming off this thing quickly. But I figured we could kind of be scientific and we could weigh this thing, how it's set. So it has all the accessories on it, no fuel, so it's a dry weight. It has all the accessories that would have come with originally, so we can figure out how much does it weigh now. And then as we modify it and presumably add weight with a sidecar, we can figure out how much the overall vehicle weighs compared to what it was originally, so we can compare the original performance to the then sidecar performance. Is it really important? I don't know, but it's still entertaining.
How much weight do you think we can take off, like with stupid things like this?
Well, so
fenders,
let's make
the chain guard.
Let's make this fun. Let's guess how much weight, because that's the plan.
Okay.
Like my plan would be take everything off this that it doesn't require to run, and or be safe enough to drive.
Okay.
So, for instance, front brake. It has issues.
Brakes are overrated.
We don't need a front brake where we're going, because Land Speed, we have tons of room. We have almost a mile to slow down. We do actually have a mile. It is a mile to slow down. So, and as slow as this thing is going to go, the WSS, expectations are kind of low. If this thing does 60 with a sidecar, I'd be pretty excited.
Okay.
So would I. This year,
anyways.
It'd be like 45, sure. Anyways, so that rear drum brake is going to be plenty adequate. So anyways, we dropped the front brake. We dropped the speedo, the tack, the headlight, the grab bar here, the lights, the center stand, the kickstand. I mean, everything that is not part of function, because it's going to have a sidecar. We don't need a kickstand and a center stand if it has a sidecar, because the sidecar will do that. And in the interim, we'll do like the dirt bike cool guy thing with the little triangular frame doohickey that you just jam in there and it holds it upright. So all those things. So guesses, how much weight do you think we could drop off this?
Are you going to go first?
No, you're going to go first.
Well, that sucks.
No, it doesn't.
All right.
Do you want me? I'll go
I
first.
say
I'll go first.
14 pounds.
14 pounds.
Is what we drop.
14 pounds.
From now, that's the chain guard, This, whatever the hell that is.
So that's literally everything that, so yeah, it's fair. It's everything off it that it doesn't need to run or
Correct.
have a brake, or have a brake.
See, now it's easy. You can just pick over under.
Well, I don't know what game are we playing? Are we playing?
Are we betting anything? How about lunch?
Over at lunch. Okay, we'll bet the next lunch. I'm gonna go out there and say we can pull 20 pounds off this.
Okay.
I'm feeling, which is probably too much, but
20 pounds.
I think we can pull 20 pounds off.
Okay. Let's find out how much it weighs.
Yeah. So first, let's weigh it. So we're gonna scoot on over to the forklift area, and just because I'm lazy and I don't want to move the forklift over here, and we're gonna weigh this thing out.
It's easier to roll this than move the forklift. I understand that.
Yeah. Well, it's also. Oh yeah, we're in, again, the space. We're being generously given space at my friend's machine shop, Triple Caution Machine Works, John Boldick's my buddy.
Incredible. Triple Caution Machine Works.
Yeah.
They're the place to go if you need anything Machine Works.
If you need some aerospace, there's some other widgets and stuff. I'll put in some cool videos, some things. We actually did a cool project recently. But there's a lot of stuff that you can't see, so forklifting around, we're gonna go to it. All right, let's go.
Okay.
It's gonna be 16 pounds.
Do I need?
All right, well, sheesh. This old girl, this is a unit. You ready?
I'm gonna take these out and put some new cards.
This thing is a unit. So John's landlord is main material handling, Joe Cashman, and there's the forklift place right over on the end over here, or the place with all the forklifts. He's the landlord, so then it's just forklifts on forklifts.
Tons of forklifts.
Yeah. So this is the beater that John gets with
To use
the unit. Yeah.
as part of rent. That's a pretty good
It's a pretty good deal.
perk.
And if he really needs like something special, like the newer ones that he sells over there, there's some diesel ones. A new Nissan diesel one that he uses every once in a while that he sells a lot of, that has a built-in scale. So when you pick the stuff up, it tells you how much
wow.
it weighs already, which is super.
That's incredible. A built-in scale.
Yep, it's pretty sweet.
Wow.
Hold on.
I'll lower it a little
I
bit.
got it. Yeah. Careful. Yeah, remember, watch your head up here too with this one. So what we do is we'll put a little wrap on it, and that will that'll keep it from shifting this way. Here we go. Going up. Find out how strong that little back doohickey is. Okay, hold on a second. It's gonna come up. Not a bad guess on the balance, which, you know, it's not crazy to figure that out. All right, so what do we got? 230. Imagine that. Hey, 230 pounds.
Devin, you like that? Okay.
Devin doesn't like it at all.
He's like, that's too heavy.
That's
He's like, that's too heavy.
All right, so 230 pounds.
Is that too heavy, Devin? Too heavy.
230 pounds, and then so Bob said we would take off 14 pounds. I said 20.
You said 20. I said 14. Amanda said what? 16.
Amanda says 16. She went right in the middle there. So 16.
Okay.
We haven't taken anything off yet.
Yeah. All right, so let's
Start stripping? Stripping? I wore my stripping shirt.
You did wear your strippers. Yep.
I work with strippers.
They dykes too, for that matter.
Rick's Electrics Motorsports. Little product plug there, Rick.
And that's with no fuel in it. So we're right on the money, which makes sense because the internet doesn't lie ever, right? So
No comment.
all right. So now is the fun part. We're gonna put some fuel. Actually, we're gonna do a leak down test next. So we're actually gonna we're gonna use a leak down tester with it cold, which don't calm down. I know some of you would be like, you don't do it cold. We're gonna try something. We're gonna do it cold, then we're gonna get it running, and then we're gonna do it hot like you're supposed to, and see if there's any difference, and then maybe not disprove or prove real scientifically if it matters or not.
Okay.
Right. So we're coming back down. So if you want to just grab the handlebar and steady it as it comes down. I'll try to do it slowly so I don't knock you out with the fork.
That's pretty easy.
All right, so we did the compression test last. You would have seen that. And since we did the compression test cold, which was like 15 to 20, roughly, somewhere in there, we went to lunch. We went to Chase's Family Restaurant, which is right across the street. It's a great place to go have lunch.
Fantastic.
Or dinner. It's fantastic food. It's like a family restaurant. It's in the name. Great place. Anyways, and
while we were there, special guest appearance.
Yep, and while we were there, Gramp showed up to see what was going on.
Gramp races a Porsche at the Lawrence Speed Trials. Check out Late Start Racing.
Yep, his Porsche 944 Land Speed car. And what are you working on lately?
My 1946 MGTC.
Wow.
So
Getting
not
ready to put it on the road and drive it for first time in 6 years, I think, something like that.
How long have you owned it?
Jeez, it's 15 years.
I think 15, yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
About 15,
That's a
16
sweet vehicle.
Years, 17 years, something.
Be looking forward to seeing that on Late Start Racing episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be somewhere in there, driving it around with Charlotte in there. That'd be a good that'd be a good POV video
Yeah.
of the two of them in there, the right-hand drive, and it's got like the low-slung doors and stuff. It'll be a hoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, sorry, back to this.
Yeah, so anyways, so Grant swung by to see what silliness we were getting into. And so full disclosure, we got back from lunch. I threw some gas in it and just to see if it would start. And we did get it started, and it runs marginally better from what we can tell. So it will, of course, it'll help if I get the, what do we got now?
You have the clutch in to start it.
Yeah, I know, I got that part. What did I do different? This kickstand is up. Oh, is it neutral? Not neutral again?
Probably not.
Hold on, I think it's one click over. There we go. That's neutral.
You have the green lights on now.
Green light's on. I still don't. Oh,
You got to
I
do the
didn't
clutch.
turn
I
it
was going to
on.
ask you about
Jesus.
the kill switch.
Jesus. Anyways, so
We're experts here.
We are. We are. This should be a great
I kept
indication.
looking at the kill switch. And I go,
Yeah, this
"No,
should
I'm
be.
not going to say anything.
This should be a great indication of how amateur we are. So it runs. Runs okay, but it breaks up. Actually, that's running better. It breaks up a little bit when you rev it, and there, it's going to come back down idle. Who knows? This carb was bone dry when I pulled it apart yesterday. It's got some diaphragm stuff in there. Probably needs a little lube, a little moving around. I did lube the diaphragm a bit when I put it back together. But so now that it runs, we're gonna get it. We're gonna take it out in the yard. We're gonna run around, make sure it's worth it to go into what do we call it? Is it Can of Mexico or Can?
A closed road course.
Closed road course. We're going to Mexico. We're going to Canada. It's closed road course.
Don't try this at home.
To test the top speed as it sets in its current condition. But before we go to do that, we're going to drive it around the yard real quick and see if it's better than last time. Because if it's not, then it's not worth it, and we have more work to do.
Okay.
And there, see, I turned the kill switch off, and you have to turn it back on to run it again. All right, so we're gonna put cameras and stuff on here real quick, and then we'll be out in the yard, seeing how it goes.
All right, see you out there.
Yeah, the top one. Top one, yeah. Then you hit stop. And then, all right, and then, yeah. Okay, so I'm already sitting on it, I guess. I could just try it, loop it around one more time.
Yep, here,
And then I'll just set this.
I'll take that if you want. Here.
I'll just set this down right here.
All right, let me turn this off.
Yeah,
We don't need all these cameras. Hold on.
yeah. It's called. Okay, let's see. Is it any better than last time?
So, shouldn't go one to run on.
Huh?
It's gonna be.
Yeah. It's the same as last time.
Hold this a second. Let me go get my jacket. You're the cameraman now.
Doesn't run any better than last time.
I think it'll probably diet for you.
I just went through the car though. This is a different car. A completely different carburetor. I felt it. It was all in good shape.
You think it's the valves, or what do you think? What's it doing?
See, it's just dying right there. Like you give it throttle and it just.
It almost sounds like it might be an ignition problem.
It sounds ignition-y now.
Because once you bring it up, it wants to go, but it's skipping.
It loads up and it just kills the
It's got
ignition.
points and all that stuff.
No,
right?
it's got a CDI box.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. It's electronic ignition.
What does it have for a coil?
It is a single coil, like it's got a integrated coil with the
So it was doing the same thing with the other carburetor?
exact same thing. Yeah. Yeah. So
Kind of leads you to believe it might be an ignition issue.
yeah, that's what I think now. Not a carb issue, an ignition issue. The carbs make the most sense that it would just bog.
Is that we think we need a new
CDI maybe.
CDI
yeah.
box?
All right, back inside.
Shoot. Well, that's not.
All right, so this is the old WSS is really taxing our abilities here at the Duffy and late start special unit, whatever. So anyways, the carburetor that I worked on, unbeknownst to me, had already been worked on. Well, actually, I knew it had already been worked on. I can tell by how stripped stuff was. But I did not realize that it was already missing parts. And it also had a air bleed screw that had also been adjusted to the point of non-adjustability, basically, for me. So that's my excuse, is that. So
we swapped out the car, but it works much better.
Yeah, it works much better. So I said, you know what, Hail Mary, let's just take apart the carb. I took off this morning that it came with it. And Bob's done a handful of these. Him and him and
Ryder.
And Riders, yes, sorry, old man Ryder. They've done a bunch of, so he's familiar. So we go take this carb apart. Bob takes it apart, looking at it, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the hell? Mine didn't have that in it. There was a little plug in one of the jets in the bowl that is definitely supposed to be there, and the one I worked on didn't have it. Long story short, we cleaned the old carb, we put it on, it revs to the moon now. So, and it's hot from us revving it to the moon off from camera. So what we're gonna do, for the sake of time, we're gonna do a compression test now, because it is warm, it is full, it's hot. And we're going to then take it to
a closed road course
Mecca, Canada,
for testing.
Mexa, Canada, and closed road course, and we're gonna see how fast it goes, because now, again, it revs to the moon. So let's, we'll throw the adapter unit in here. Get another camera in here. And then go.
All right.
We'll get another camera a little bit closer this time. So I'm screwing the adapter in. Just got a little wet. Again, like a compression tester, except it doesn't have a Schrader valve built into the connector. And then we'll set the gauge real quick. Which the gauge is off. Okay, so we'll go back, we'll set the gauge. You have to set the gauge each time you go to use it. So it's too far. It's a finicky little bugger. It's gonna go right past here in a second when I get it too far. There we go. Okay, so it's set, so that's 0. So we set it to 0. And now it might kick the tire forward.
Muffle the tire?
So it did. It did kick it forward a little bit. So what we're going to do is, well, I tried the socket and the brake again.
You want to do this?
Yeah, if you want to try rolling rolling it forward.
Okay.
Yeah, roll it. So it's coming out, try rolling it back the other way. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
That's it.
No. Huh, I was able to do it last time.
It's not sealing it?
No. So let's try something.
No.
Yeah, let's
That did it. Oh.
There we go. There we go.
I'll hold it.
Yep, we got it. So it's like, so it is still about 15%. So I would say, and then if we're quiet, on. Yeah, it's in the crankcase. Hear it?
Yeah.
Hold on, see if I can get a mic right next to it. So all of the leakage is in the rings, which I don't doubt, because this thing has been run at a motorcycle school. It's got a lot of, maybe not like a lot of miles on it, but it's got a lot of revving time. It's got a lot of idle time. Of course the rings are going to be wore out. Hold on, how many miles are on this? I forgot. It's got, well, it only has 8,000 miles on it, but still, it's got 15% fine. It's fine. All right, so now we know. We know it's got 15% leak down, whatever. Not bad. Not bad considering. So now we're going to get set up and we're going to go see how fast it'll go in its current condition. Now that we have managed to unfix it and fix it again.
Maiden voyage, we'll see how slow the slowest sidecar in the world goes. It's gonna go pretty slow.
All right, so we're gonna head over to the test track. We did test our speedometer. We got a digital speedometer on here. and it runs okay. We gotta have a high idle, but we're able to rip around the yard. It seems to go pretty well. So that's what we're gonna do next. So we're gonna go head over there. What are we guessing here? I'm guessing he's gonna get 65. I'll go with 60. It's supposed to go 65 from the factory, like when it was new and in good shape. So hopefully you can hear me because I realize my mic is down inside my jacket, but hopefully we can get 65. All right, here we go. He's going for it. He's going for it on that one. I thought he might stop and talk to us, but he decided just to let her eat. He decided to just let her eat, you know? See if he turns around again. Well, maybe we can get him back here so we can talk to him. It doesn't seem that fast. I think he's doing, we want to take guesses. Do we want to take guesses? I was hoping for 60. I think 60 would be pretty good. I'm guessing they're doing like 50. I'm pretty sure he's having fun now because he's going to run it back again, I think. There's the wind. Hopefully you can hear me. Here he comes. He's running it back. Hello.
The best one was about 60.
60?
Yeah.
I'll get this mic in there. So 60 miles an hour?
Yeah, the best one was about 60, 61 miles an hour. That was after I got going downhill this way.
Oh, with a little run. Oh,
yeah.
That's right. You got to lead it. What was it on the way back, though?
This way or that way?
Coming this way, yeah.
It was about 58 was my top.
Hey, that's not bad. I was hoping for 60, considering it's supposed to do 65.
So it did around 60.
So that's not bad.
I think I need a little more room. I started like losing pull in my final gear.
Okay.
But I think she ran a lot better.
Okay. Do you want to run it again, or are you good?
I think we're good. I'm cold.
You cold? Oh, is this guy still running? Yeah, he's still going. Yeah, so you can just run it back to the shop.
All right.
Yeah, the door is locked, but I'll be right there. Okay. All right, so there we go. He's headed back to the shop. We got 60 miles an hour, 61 miles an hour. That's very promising. That's much better than I would have anticipated. Well, I said I was hoping for 60, but it was really in my mind. I was thinking we were gonna get like 50, but I didn't want to be a negative Nancy. So Here we go. We're gonna go back to the shop and figure out what we want to do next. Maybe we'll be excited and we'll take a bunch of parts off it and try to make it lighter, and then call it a day so that Amanda and Bob can head back to Massachusetts, because they're only in on a day trip. They're down in Andover. They're like, I don't know, 4 hours away, something like that. 3.5, 4 hours away. All right, so I'll get the stuff packed back up, head back to the shop.
Okay.
Going. There we go. Hello, hello. Yeah.
Well, that was good. That was a successful day, I think.
It was. I think it was. I think it was. All right. So,
World's slowest sidecar.
world's slowest sidecar. How fast? So, here's something I didn't ask you. Did you notice what RPM? So, Bob did 60, 61.
Yeah,
Well, 50,
so
58 on flat ground,
Yeah.
61 with a
With
little bit of a
head start.
lead-in. Yeah.
So I was shifting between 8 and 9. I was never really in the red zone. I wasn't
Okay.
pushing it that hard.
But in high gear, what RPM was it going when you were doing the 58 or 60? Did you notice? The camera will pick it up, but we
Yeah,
haven't-
I'm not. It was probably down around 8 or 9. It tended. I was getting more pull
Yeah.
in fourth. Is it third or fourth gear? I don't know. In the second to the last gear, it seemed to lose a little bit of my pull. I might have been
Fourth gear.
shifting too
It is-
early.
It is a 5-speed.
Yeah. So the fifth gear tended to not
Just
keep
bob.
pulling. Yeah.
Okay, so it's it needs more power. That's basic. But again, like, it's the internet, which the internet's never wrong, said it's supposed to do 65, and you did 50. For all practical purposes, 58 miles an hour on flat ground. It's 25-ish degrees out. Bob in full leathers, you know, still crunched, and 8,000 miles and a carb with two guys who really don't know what we're doing. Put it back together, and it just ran well enough. So that's not bad. That's
She ran
promising.
strong.
Yeah, 15% leak down, which, I mean, that's
I mean,
like,
I might not have been hitting the optimal shift points too, to be honest
Right.
with you. I was not, I was a little, it was weird. It's so small.
Yeah.
A couple times I missed the shifter
Yeah.
with my boot. Like I thought I shifted and I'm like, oh no, I totally missed the.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
this-
very small.
It is
Oh.
small, which we're gonna do something about that. That's one of the next things. So the plan would be, now we're done for the day here. Amanda and Bob are gonna head back to the deep south, that is Massachusetts of New England, and in between now and the next time, I'm tasked with getting everything off this that is not important to go racing. So, like we talked about, peeling as much weight out of it as possible, but also simplifying the bike so that there isn't any issues in the future. Like, and that's just me not knowing this motorcycle. I didn't know you had to have kickstand up to start the thing. We don't need that. We don't need that.
We don't need any kickstands.
We don't need any kickstands or anything, so we're just going to get rid of that stuff in the electrics. We're going to get rid of all the lighting wiring. We're going to delete the speedo and the tack. We'll do digital versions of those if we want to. We probably should have a digital tack, which we can do instead of this tack, which this weight here, and then the cable drive and stuff. We can it's something that will leak or break potentially. Although you might say it's tried and true mechanical, but anyways, I'm going to strip it all down and get it lowered. I'm going to get it hammered down as low as possible. So take the rear shocks off. Maybe we're thinking we're just going to do solid struts with heim joints that we can adjust to get the rake of the sidecar in the future without adjusting the sidecar. Or we'll have adjustability in sidecar, but we can also adjust the rake from the back. The other idea is to loosen up the triple trees, take these bars off, slide the tubes up to get the front hammered down, and then have clip-ons put in between the triple trees. Just thinking that idea for now. So then, if I could demonstrate, I'll use these here. The thought is that we'll put actual rear sets on the rear axle, but I'll put my feet on these ones instead. And we gotta, actually I can't, because I can't lay down, because I'm too big. The idea is we gotta figure out where the front needs to be to get in basically this position for going racing, and for Bob. So ideally, this whole neck needs to move forward, which is common in these smaller, from what I can tell, looking at lots of pictures on the interwebs of bikes that go to Bonneville and a couple of bikes that we see at Loring. These smaller bikes, we keep the mass of the engine close to the wheel, move the body out over the front, and move basically the neck forward to stretch the bike out and be able to lay down more. Which that in turn will help us out with our sidecar, because this thing is so short. The length, which I forgot.
12 by 32.
12 by 32, great. It's actually back, it's right here somewhere. I think it's 12 by 32 is right. Let's just double check.
That's right.
Oh, of course I touch those and then it's gonna fall. Perfect. So we had, here's some notes that we had from last time. So we have to do the 12, so 32 center line. We had 12 wide and it has to be 32 long for the platform. So 32 inches is like this much. So it's pretty long. So it's going to be really close to the front tire in that case too. So if we lengthen this out, what I'm trying to say is we lengthen this out, we have more room to very comfortably put that long sidecar that we have to build, well, long compared to this motorcycle.
Sure, and attach it to the frame.
Attach it to the frame. It just makes it a little bit easier to do that. And we don't have to worry about interference with the front wheel or anything. So
Okay, good progress today.
that's basically it. And it leaks oil like a sieve.
Get a gasket kit.
Oil just like pours out of the rocker box on this, which I don't doubt because it's got the signs of a super mechanic with the red silicone all around the top of the rocker box.
Instead of gaskets?
It's an indicator someone's been there. So yeah, it leaks pretty profusely.
It's all right.
It's fine. It went good.
Not as bad as my two-stroke.
No, not as bad as that. That smokes like a bastard.
Goes fast, though.
It goes fast. Yeah. So was it fun?
It was a blast.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
He was worried about how cold it was. It is 25 degrees out, which is...
It was my hands that got cold.
Doing 60 miles an hour is 25 degrees out without a snowmobile suit on. It's kind of rough.
And of course, I have a beaded racing suit because it's designed for a dried out lake bed in Utah.
Yeah. It's designed for, going to Bonneville.
So it's not very warm.
Hot as all.
The weird thing is, it's funny how much worse the tires work when it's cold.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I would try and stop a little bit and it was like, woo, a little squirrely. I was like, all right.
Yeah, it definitely dragged the tire. I just tried it in the dooryard out here and it dragged the tire pretty hard. Because we have no front brake because we deleted it because it was stuck.
Didn't work. But it was fun.
Yeah, lots of fun.
I think she's got 60, 65 in her easy.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder if we just strip all the stuff off and we just repeat the test.
Well, that's a good idea.
Like I could set this up so we could just repeat the test.
I would love to do that.
So we could, actually.
Without the weight.
Yeah, without the weight. Let's do that. We're just sciencey. We'll just keep this kind of sciencey. Not really, but sort of.
Just test it.
Make
it, break it, make it better.
Yeah, the illusion of
speed.
Science.
Science?
Yeah.
You blinded me with science.
That's right.
Sorry. That's a bad pun from the 80s.
I know. I don't know that one.
You're too young.
I am from the 80s, but not enough of the 80s. Anyway, so it's been another great afternoon hanging out with Bob and Amanda, and we went and had lunch together at Chase's again, which is great. Thanks, John, for loaning us in your shop. Grant came by, said hi, hung out for a bit, was like, you two are knuckleheads. I didn't have the ignition switch on. He's standing there just looking at it. So that was entertaining, although he left before it actually ran well. So I didn't have a chance to redeem myself in front of my own father.
Maybe he'll watch the video.
I didn't know there was any missing parts. But it's a good afternoon.
Yeah. And don't forget to watch the folks on Late Start Racing.
Late Start Racing. Yeah, on YouTube, the Late Start Racing channel. We got Brookie's Ranger project. We got Grant's 944 project. And we have 4 more projects that are coming out. Probably by the time you see, maybe by the time you see it, I don't know.
We got some surprises in store for you.
We got 4 other projects, 3 other projects.
So
I can count. We have 3 other projects because this was one of my 4. I was just.
So go to LoringTimingAssociation.com if you want to register for the Loring Timing Association's event in July. It's a great event. We're going to be there running this.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll see you there. That's
Yep.
it. Duff out.
See you later.
Our whole niche has been basically making comfortable products. We focus a lot on ventilation, we focus a lot on custom made, but we focus a lot on made to measure for particular uses.